Today we are going to adjust our avatar, then we'll see how to use elastic, how to add the fringe, and we'll finish with a puffer jacket. So if you want to adjust your avatar, click on avatar and go to the property editor here. You will see the button edit avatar. And here you have a lot of parameters that you can edit. Size, face, chin, eyes, nose, mouth also. This is quite cute feature. You can make an elf out your model and so on. So you have some hairstyles that you can download also from cloud. Accessories also you can download from the cloud. And you can adjust emotions. Make her smile a little. And you can also make a different pose. And this is the animation we have, but we've already covered the pose and animation in the previous video. So as soon as you're happy with your avatar, you can continue working on your clothes. So for example, here I have a small project. So I have a small jacket, a skirt, and a crop top underneath. So maybe we want to add an elastic here for the sleeves. So if you want to add an elastic, go to edit pattern and choose the line where you want elastic to be added. Go to property editor and here you see elasticity on and off, and you can adjust the strength. When you simulate, you will see elastic appeared. In the same properties you see you have, for example, a seam tape. Seam tape can be useful when you have some holes and you don't want them to move, particularly useful for stretchy fabrics. So you can add elastic to any line. So for example, maybe we want to add elastic to a skirt. And here we have an elastic. Okay, I will delete the elastic from the skirt. Okay, so now let's add some fringes to the skirt. Let's have a rectangle tool and just draw a rectangle. So it's about the same size than the skirt. Okay, so now that we have this rectangle, we will stitch it to the skirt, but we also cut it into pieces to create fringes. I'll try to find it here. And move it forward so we can see it. Okay. Alright, I've added a scene. I think I will deactivate it for now. If you want to deactivate a scene, you just go to the scene here on the right and make the prop invisible. The same for lights. Okay, it's still too big. Oh, short. I think it's fine. So now we'll get edit pattern tool and we'll select both lines, right click, and then distribute internal lines between segment. It will create a lot of internal lines and you can create a lot of them. So now that we have internal lines, let's zoom in. Double click, so I needed to double click 2 times on the line to select them on. And then with errors on keyboard, I move them down for about 10 times. It's just easier for stitching and simulation. Okay, 20 times. Now you can see we will have a line on the top that will not be cut. Okay, I select them all again, right click, and now cut. They all cut, so we'll have plenty of fringes. So we will stitch it. The segment sewing tool. And what I do before simulating is to choose everything, right click, and then straighten. It will make the fabric more straight and it will tangle less. I find it's better for simulation, so let's try simulating. So here we have our fringes. For the back, I'll just copy paste. Just Command C, Command V, and just paste it next to it. I'll try to put it into place. We'll verify that it's still straightened, yes, and then stitch. We can also add stitches here in this window, sometimes it's easier. Segment sewing. And here we have some fringes. The color is because they are straightened. If we straighten them, they will be the color of our material. So now we have our fringes, we have elastics. Let's make a puffer jacket out of this simple jacket. So I have the jacket here. So let's first do some preparation. Usually jackets, puffer jacket, they have some stitches inside, so there is not air everywhere. So this is what we will do. Edit pattern. Right click. Distribute internal lines or add internal isoline, works also. Maybe like this, 6 centimeters too, so it looks fine. And I will do the same on the back. So this is the front part, 2 parts. I've added small pieces just to keep it in place, because when it's puffing it can open up. And here on the back we'll do the same, add internal isoline. Okay. Now we'll make it puff. Just select everything, right click, create lining inside. This is how you can create some colorful lining also. You can apply it to different fabric, particularly if we see a lining. So now we'll use this parameter in property editors, parameter pressure. We'll choose lining -10, and then the garment 10. And you see it become puffy. I think if I delete those and if I add, for example, 20 and simulate, will open up. It's opening up. That's why I've added the small attachments. So this is also something you can play with. It can help you to beat the gravity and create something different. So if they are not aligned, it will push the fabric. It will be different. But if they're equal, it just become a little puffy, and it's fine. It still stays in place. So it depends if you want to make it perfectly stay or not. So just in case your jacket goes below some other garments, but it should be above, for simulation you can pick everything and choose layer 1. Once everything is simulated well, so you see that simulation is fine, you can stop simulation and then go back to the layer 0 in properties. Another practical thing that you can have, for example, if you want to work with the garment that is underneath, you can temporarily hide your jacket. So you just choose everything, right click, and then you have hide patterns in 3D window, and you can work with what you have. Also, if you are happy with the simulation of something, so for example you are happy with your jacket, but you want to add something to it and you don't want to resimulate the jacket because you find it's good, you can freeze it. If you freeze the garment, when you click simulate, all the rest is simulating but not the garment. So it's easier for your computer because there is less calculation to do, but it's also easier for you because if you're simulating something else, it will not interact with the garment that are freezed. So it can be very practical. The last thing I want to show you is buttons. So if you go to assets, button, you can place buttons. You have a button by default, but you can create another button. That's what I did. You click on plus, and then you should provide a model to this button. Here, I've downloaded the model on Sketchfab. So if you go to Sketchfab, you can search, for example, for pearl. That's what I did. And I found this pearl that you can download. So here you have button download 3D model, and it will download. So then when you download it, you unzip it, and here in the model you'll click plus to add model, and then here I have my pearl in downloads. Generally it could be GLTF file or OBJ file. GLTF works well, so you just choose it. It will ask you to choose a size, and then you can use it. You have more properties here, so you can make it more metal, so more glossy and so on. So now we can add some pearls to our garment. So the first possibility is just to use this button tool, choose our button, and click where we want to add pearls. And it will add those. Another possibility is to add pearls somewhere online. So for example, here you can right click on the line and say we want to add 10 pearls, and we have 10 pearls in this segment. Here we had 2 points, so you did segment by segment. It's because of those points that I had here. If I delete them, we can do the full line. Okay, 20. Distance to start 0. Distance to add 0. And here we have plenty of buttons. And now we're done.